Welcome! My name is Caitlin Martinez. I am diving into some critical stuff that will really boost you as a person and in turn boost your business. So I love personal growth. I love doing it as I'm on the run, listening to podcasts, listening to audiobooks. That's the best way to get stuff done, right? Is in your ears. And I am a big fan of Rachel Hollis. So Rachel Hollis has a great Rise podcast, and I am adoring the content she's putting out lately. So today's podcast came out and she was interviewing Ken Coleman. So I took some notes, and I'm just willing to share this with you because it's really good stuff. So what he talks about is his new book, The Proximity Principle. Now, to be completely honest, I have not read any of his books, but I'm super excited to dive into some of his books from hearing this interview. I know him from the EntreLeadership podcast, from the Dave Ramsey Whole Company. I've seen him speak at events, and he's phenomenal. He's a great entertainer, and he also knows what he's doing. But it was so inspirational to hear his story and where he's come from and what he did with his proximity principle. Like, he lived it out. So I'm going to share 4 things that I learned from this, and I'm super stoked to listen to the book as well. So let's dive right in. How do you get unstuck and let go of some people and switch that and surround yourself with people that are going to push you, encourage you, and uplift you? Hence the book, Proximity Principle, right? Number 1, he talks about, and I've heard this before, Jim Rohn says, you are the sum or the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So if you look at the people you spend the most time with, who are your friends? I talk to women all the time in my DMs and in person in the classes I coach and in my business and my team. And I talk to them and I'm like, who are your friends? What are they like? Tell me. Who are you listening to the most? And he talks about in the podcast, like, the people that are speaking to you, are they your family? And are they successful? Are you listening to the people that are bringing you down and never dreamed big or gone somewhere or done something with their life? Or are you listening to the people that are soaring, that are booming their business, that are growing out of this expansive mindset? Or are you listening to the voices that are holding you back, saying, you can't do that business, or you can't launch that product, or you can't write that book, you can't get that job? What voices are you listening to? And who are the people you're surrounding yourself with? The sum of the 5 people. This includes going to number 2. Okay, your friends. That was number 2. The 5 people is number 1. Number 2 is check your friends. Okay? Number 3, check the people you're listening to. Meaning the podcast. Guys, podcasts are awesome. Books are awesome. What are you reading? Are you just sitting there and binging on Netflix? So are you growing your mindset, growing your mind, expanding that, and personally growing yourself? So listen to those things. Find podcasts and people, professionals, seek them. He talks about how Rachel Hollis is such a good professional. Go after those podcasts and those books and just continue to listen, soak it up, and do the things they're talking about. And the last one before we go is get a mentor. He talks about getting a mentor who is very successful and setting up a meeting the proper way. Like messaging them or calling them and reaching out for like 30 minutes of their time, and you show them how much value they add to your life, how valuable they are, period. And then you say, I want 30 minutes of your time. Can I just get schooled in what you do and how you've made this big, or what you've done in your business, or who you have become as a person, how you've done this well? And you just sit there and you just ask questions. And then at the end of the conversation, first of all, he said, you prepare, like, say there's 30 minutes of the time that you're getting with them, you prepare for an hour of all the things you're going to ask them. And you're not going to waste their time. And you tell them that at the beginning of that meeting. You say, I'm going to buy you lunch and I'm going to buy you coffee. Can I sit down with you? At the end of the meeting, you say, who else can I get in touch with? Who else can I learn from? And that's what you're asking for. Not weird connections, not impersonal connections, just genuine connections because you want to grow as a person. Surround yourself with successful people. Find that mentor to push you. And Rachel Hollis talks about this friend of hers who wants to make $7 million in revenue in her company. And she tells her, why not 10? So she calls her the other day and she's coaching her on the phone and she said, I am in July and I made 7 million. I wouldn't have pushed myself had you not challenged me to do 10. So here's my call to action for you. You need to make a list of those people in your life. And if you don't have those people in your life, you better start making a list of who you need to find out, reach out to. Start with podcast and start networking and reaching out to people that you know are very successful and that can pour into you and change the 5 people that you are surrounding yourself with, so you can become not just average, but above average and be successful in your business.